Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah, and this is Pearls of Wisdom in Food with mostly keto and carnivore and carnivish people are totally invited to be here as well. So, welcome, everybody. This channel focuses on like over 40, 50, 60-year-old people with the stubborn resistance to losing weight because we spent so many years doing Jenny Craig to Weight Watchers to Slim Fast to you name it, we've done it, right? There isn't a diet out there that we haven't tried thinking it would be the next great thing. And it's funny, I did see a Weight Watcher food plan from like when Jean Nidetch was doing it, 50 years ago, whatever. And it was pretty sane and sound. So it's when they started doing this whole points thing and kind of like leading everybody in secrecy to lose weight when they didn't. That's okay. We've got another plan coming for you. Pick it now. And so anyway, so keto is something that has worked for me. I did keto for a couple of years, then went to strict carnivore or all carnivore, including eggs and cheese. And then found that not only was I bloated and uncomfortable and bored and so sick of beef that and gaining weight. So now I'm back in the keto family and very happy to be here. Thank you very much. So about a month ago, there was this article that came to my inbox from the Diet Doctor. And if you're not familiar with the Diet Doctor, it is a great YouTube website and regular website. And it just makes total sense. Dr. Brett Shore is a cardiologist. He is such a sweet, kind man. He does terrific interviews with people. And he always gives a little intro before the actual interview starts. So, for example, the one that I was watching before I started this video here was with somebody that got a little too in the weeds with technical data, nutrition, and scientific. And he said, but stick with it, she'll come back. And so, it's sort of stuff like that that I really appreciate. But he knows his stuff. It's a very sane and sound way of losing weight. And the thing that I liked about this article was that it deals with women over 40. And I don't think there's too many women under 40 that watch here. We don't talk about miracles. We talk about being realistic. And I think that that's the takeaway from the whole thing. So I had the article, but we had a little power outage. And so it knocked the printer out of both Greg's and my computers. Like you couldn't print from, what you wanted on the computer. So we got we had Comcast here, we got a whole new printer, faxer, scanner, thinger, copier, and mine worked beautifully. I had no problem connecting, but Greg still did. So, but now the technicalities of that are gone, just like my phone. You couldn't hear me if I called you. I hate tech things. I don't know about you guys, but like you got to dedicate at least 2 hours to doing it. So that's all done, but I was able to print this finally after about a month. And it's 10 realistic, realistic is the 10th thing. And the 10 top takeaways for the keto, and it shows it here. Here's the over 40 woman, looking out at the screen. And so I will say the top 10, and then I will get to the realistic, because that's the takeaway, right? We are not going to have Twiggy's body after a week and a half, even though the 23-year-old said that on their video. And we're not going to have, we're not going to go back to what we had or thought we should have or hoped we could have. What we're going to do is get healthier, pull it together. Clothes will get maybe smaller, they'll fit better, but we'll be happy with our foods. We'll be happy with our way of eating, whether it's OMAD, 2MAD, 3MAD, whatever it is. We're going to be realistic about us personally, and that's what the takeaway is from the 15 pages that I printed. One, get the right amount of protein. And you know, when you hear protein and you hear something that's good, you know Dr. Naiman is in it, right? Dr. Ted Naiman. So he's a great person to reference. He's built like a Greek god, and he's a person that promotes higher protein rather than higher fat, which will come down later to that. But, you know, he believes that an older woman is going to need protein, and so don't fear it. And so there's that. And then number two is don't eat so much fat. And I think we're led to believe that we're supposed to eat, you know, tablespoons of coconut oil with our keto food plan. Right, Mike? Carno mad. And so that ain't necessarily so. If you're over 70, you need to like cut back, or over 40, you need to cut back on your fat, but just make sure that you get enough protein. 3, try intermittent fasting. Well, you know who that brings into play. Part of the article is also Dr. Jason Fung, who talks about it, and Dr. Sarah Hallberg. And both of them talk about it, not being crazy with it, but, you know, just maybe try 16-8, 16 hours of not eating and an 8-hour window of eating. Or having, you know, like OMAD, you're fasting pretty much if you're only having black coffee and water, 23, 24 hours a day before your next meal. For some of us, that works out just fine. That would be me. That's my hand up. And for others, it's doing longer fasts that, you know, 24, 48, 72. But they don't recommend it because they say it's okay, but they say, you know, if you're doing it often, it might not be the best thing for your older female body. Okay, just so you know. They believe in intermittent fasting. They believe in no snacking and things like that. 4, watch out for carb creep. Yeah, hello. So we start to add more back in. And I do count the carbs that are in my vegetables because I could have cups and cups of vegetables. Who couldn't eat, you know, a cup of Brussels sprouts? But if you're having 20 total grams of carbs or, you know, less per day, you're going to be over the moon with just the Brussels sprouts. So carbs do count even in vegetables in my world. That's what I'm saying. I don't do the Dr. Berg, you know, vegetables don't count. No. Maybe if you're under 40, but if you're over 40 and you're overweight and you've been that way for decades, you might need to just, you know, be graceful about the things that you have to really tweak and monitor. 5, cut out alcohol. Well, I don't drink anymore. I haven't for 33 years, so it's not a problem for me, but it does talk about the occasional glass of wine sort of thing. But, you know, it's not that you can have it all the time on the keto food plan. That's what they say. Avoid sweeteners, and they talk about that, and sometimes those things can cause stalls and plateaus and work against all your diligent efforts of weight loss. And it's just one of those weird things. And they're not only talking about the pink, yellow, blue sort of packets that are artificial sweeteners, but they're also talking about the other sweetener alternative, like, you know, the erythritol, the Zyla, things like that. They just say, cut them out, you know, just really work on giving them up. And I went from a blended coffee of sweet and fat and creamer, Keto creamer, to black coffee. It was an adjustment, but I'm very glad that I did because I don't want to drink my calories anymore. I'd rather eat them. 7, do weight training. And nothing, you know, then somehow I lost the last 3 tips. Let me see. So do weight training. And it talks about that. Maybe you can find the article, what would work for you. Get enough sleep. That's a very, very important thing. Dr. Fung and Hallberg recommend that women in weight loss plateaus aim to improve their sleep. So I'll just give you the tips for the good sleep. Sleep in a cool, dark room, wear earplugs and eye shades, limit screen time and blue light before you go to bed, or try the glasses that block the blue light. Go to bed and get up. But go to and get up the same time each day. Stop drinking coffee by noon and limit caffeine consumption in all forms. Avoid alcohol before bed. Get exposure to natural daylight each day. So, and the number 9 one is reduce stress. And we all know what stress can do to us. And we've all had, the last 4 or 5 months have been nothing but stress, right? New findings each day. Wear gloves, don't wear a mask, don't be around people, practice herd mentality, all that stuff that's like so political and so divisive and so shaming and so whatever. Reducing stress, not to mention the money part, if you weren't able to make the amount of money that you need during all of that. But the 10th one is realistic, and being realistic. Jackie Eberstein, who worked with Dr. Atkins and I think now is somehow connected with Dr. Berry, and Dr. Hallberg, note that having realistic expectations is particularly important for women of all ages. So we're still looking for that number on the scale. I don't know why. It's stuck in our heads, but, I'm guilty of it too. So, I don't know why. I just know that it's back there from years of that training. And so measure your success by loss of inches rather than the scale is Jackie Epperstein. And remember, you're in this for the long haul, right? And, at our age, having a day with the right foods and the right mood and the right sleep and not being constipated, all those things, and not stressful, not filled with stress, that's a good day. And you have a string of those, and life is pretty darn nice. You are living the dream. Not the dream of a 20-year-old who put on pandemic 40. It's living the dream with somebody, a female, that has been haunted by trying all these things and not having the success, and other people around her are having it, and just feeling like, why isn't this working for me? Why is Marie Osmond the size that she is with Nutrisystem and everything else? Although I hear she doesn't do Nutrisystem anymore, but she does. She did lose it with that. So, you just want to be realistic and practice what you can. It's not about deprivation. We've already done that. We've already done that to the mountains and back. It's about enjoying your day and enjoying your foods and cooking the best, most nutritious foods you can. Get the bang for your buck in buying them. Prepare them in a way that gives you the most sound nutritional bang, and go on with your day. Be happy with where things are and stop. It's like, as soon as I lose weight, I'll wear those white pants. As soon as I lose weight, I'll wear that bathing suit. As soon as I lose weight, as soon as, I don't know about you, but most of my life has been lived with as soon as comments, statements, promises. And I've gotten a lot more relaxed about it. I take my 24-hour day. I get up between 3 and 4 in the morning. And, my day is planned. My food is probably prepped before I start doing Instacart. It's put in the fridge. It's weighed and measured. It's in Chronometer so I can see what I'm going to have on reference. Then I know when I go shopping for other people, I can get the strawberries that I need. I can get the asparagus that I need. I don't eat strawberries, but I can get the asparagus that I need. I can get that pound of something that I need that was on the list that I know I need in coming down the line. I can look at my Chronometer. Today is Sunday as I record this, and know that on Thursday I'm having something, so I'm going to need something, right? And so I can plan ahead and do the prepping. And I think that that's so important. It's in the fridge. It's prepped. If I've already steamed 4 or 5 asparagus for my OMAD, I'm not going to go and buy another vegetable and go to the expense, meaning time, of prepping it. I've already got the asparagus, and then I'm going to have the leftover ribeye from the big green egg, and I'm going to have eggs, and I've got the eggs in the fridge. See what I mean? It's all, at a glance, I can look at the week coming up and know that every day is planned. And it just makes for a better brain, right? It makes me happy. Even when I wasn't working the hours that I'm working now with Instacart, I still prepped and planned. And once I went back to keto about 6 weeks ago, I brought out I used the kitchen scale. I used the chronometer. The food is in the refrigerator. It's prepped. I'm not saying, I don't have asparagus. I'll just have a potato. Not doing that. So I'm realistic, Do I have a treat every now and then? You bet. I'm 70. I've been through not walking for 2 months recently. I had the back surgery. I, have cut my life, a whole bunch of ways from obeying the pandemic sort of rules and stuff like that. So my life doesn't have deprivation with food. Every now and then there is a treat. Why? Because I'm a food addict in recovery at, a week before turning 70, and I just want to have life on life's terms. And, that's it. And it's working. And it's also helping my psyche with my addictions too. Because when I began to have my keto pizza every single Saturday, don't you know, it was because I was training my head to know that this is not the last time you're going to have pizza. So you don't have to eat the entire thing, that binge that we have, that last supper that we have the day before we start a food plan. No, I'm learning to train the addict who I counted on being abstinent, how to be a moderate in certain areas. And it's okay. It's working. And so, I bring that to the table. I'm not talking about what it is, but I'm teaching myself to go from abstinent. There's certain things that I'll always be abstinent about. But instead of abstinent being the title, I am moderate in some other areas now. And it's a delight. And I'm happy. And I hope you had your couple with me. I hope you did a rebounder or your bands or whatever sort of thing. You pulled weeds while listening to me. I don't know. But it's going to be a good day, right? You've got this, sister. We don't have to go down as being that overweight woman where we have to get the casket that's bigger than the usual, right? We can do this, and men too, of course. We can do this. We can make changes. We can, come to a peace with our food selections and being realistic. We don't have to die in deprivation. We just have to enjoy the 24 hours that we've been given and know each day planned out that it's on the horizon. We don't have to worry about it, but we do need to plan for it. But we don't have to plan the outcome of Thursday on a Sunday, right? Enjoy your day. I'm so glad you're here. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with keto, usually under 10 total. Never net, but that's the way we roll here. Thanks for watching. Couldn't do this without you. Don't plan on it. Thank you. Bye-bye for now.